Hello, guys. This is to my adopted community. I just wanted to come on very briefly to let you know that, one, I'm sorry that I did not come on last week. I missed a week. I am still grieving the death of my father. He passed away October 2020. Devastating. This was one of the parts or pieces to my puzzle. I was adopted in 1977. I was adopted at 1.5 months. It was finalized. I was in the Brown family. Forever and eternally grateful. Um, just like so many others that have been adopted. But I just want you to know that adoption is not something that should be put on the shelf, in the back of the closet, never to be spoken of again. Let me assure you that after you have adopted a child, that is not enough. It is so much more that goes into that. Why? Because you have a person that has been uprooted out of their biological environment, whatever that may be, and placed into another environment. That is traumatic in and of itself. Even if the child is too young to identify the trauma, um, or even if the child is too young to understand what is going on, at some point, innately, they are going to feel like, wait a minute, something is off. Yes, I am in this family. I feel the love, but I know I don't belong here biologically. Right now, they're not going to be able to communicate that. More than likely, they're not going to be able to communicate that. That is not something that children generally communicate, and maybe until later. However, I am letting you know that there are a lot of things that come with being adopted. Displacement, feelings of rejection, feelings of I just don't belong here. One of these things don't belong together, and it's me. I don't look like these people. Let's start with that. I feel like I don't think like them. I have different tendencies in general. A lot of them seem to have the same, let's say, interests. Why do I have a interest in astrology? What's that about? Why didn't my biological family accept me? Why did my mom and dad give me up? Right. Um, what's wrong with me? Right. Those are going to be some of the things that cross their minds. Inevitably. You cannot get away from it. They might not acknowledge it. They might not tell you. But I'm here to tell you, um, um, as somebody that has already been through it, been there, done that, those are some of the things that will cross their mind. And more than not, I was one of those children that felt like because my parents adopted me, that was enough. I didn't want them to ever feel like I was ungrateful. That couldn't have been further from the truth. That they never gave me the impression that I could not come to them and talk to them and be open about my feelings or emotions. However, I, for some reason, had the notion that if I do let them know that, they may feel that I don't appreciate it. That was not the case. They were open books. In fact, my mom, when I was a teenager, wanted to start the search for my biological family, but was discouraged. They were letting her know that maybe you should wait until she makes the initiation on it, because if it's a negative experience, she might lash out at you, she might blame you. Those were some of the conversations that went on when I during my era. Still here, but during that era, I was adopted in the 70s, late 70s, 77. Don't know how it was before that, but I can tell you what it was when I was growing up. It wasn't a secret, thank goodness, because I can imagine if it had been a secret and I found out when I was in my 20s or 30s or 40s, I probably would have lost my mind. With like a whole bunch of other people that I heard personal stories that they have literally flew the cuckoo's nest once they found out they were adopted, because it's like this whole time they were living a lie. Even though they kind of felt, at some points like something is missing or there's something missing, i.e. their biological family. They didn't communicate it for whatever the reason, because it wasn't communicated to them. So one, please don't make it a secret. Please bring it up, talk about it. let your child know or children know that it is okay to talk about the issues you may be having, or the thoughts or the feelings that you may be having. Please come to me so that I can help you in whatever way I can. That's why they have Google. That's why they have YouTube. That's why they have counseling. That's why they have other peer groups. They have all types of things in place now to support whatever it may be that is a problem. So what I'm saying to you is, please do not make it a secret. It should not be something that is a secret. It should be something that is celebrated, you know, because adoption is a thing. It really is a thing. It's a lifelong, what I see now from my own personal experience, I'm 44, it is a lifelong process. It really is. It is a lifelong process. It's like, you're a snake. You were born a snake, but you're being raised by crocodiles. How does that happen? Why did it happen? All these questions: when, what, where, how, who. What is wrong with me? Those types of things. Those are some of the questions that will cross the adopted child's mind. It is bound to happen. No matter how great the circumstance. My circumstance, my parents, I had the most loving environment that one could possibly have. In fact, nobody actually would have known by how my parents were treating me that I was adopted, if that's a thing. But that's what it was. That's how they were. That's how accepting and loving they were. However, I still had the anxieties and the fears and the trauma. Being adopted is a trauma. It really is. It's traumatic. Whether a child is able to communicate that or not, at some point they will, in one way or another. Just letting you know, please don't make it a secret. Please discuss it. Please create an environment that is open to communication, to the change, to the thoughts, to the feelings, because they're going to need it. Trust me, they're going to need it. Thank you for listening to me. Please click like and click share. I'm here to evoke conversation about adoption. I'm here to talk about it. Let's talk about it together. Please click like, click share, and remember, adoption is cool. Duh.